it's Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to another tutorial on this very rainy, gloomy day. Oh, it's pouring. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pouring out there. This is like spring rain. This is not winter rain. Eek. Okay, well, we're gonna get comfy cozy today. I am feeling very like extra artsy creative. I want to get my hands a little dirty. I want to be slightly complicated with my project today. So hopefully that is something that sounds intriguing to you. I'm obsessed with books. I think if you've seen some of the past tutorials, we've done a book wall, we've done a book vase of sorts, we've done things with bookmarks to decorate books. I love books as an art piece. I don't know why. I love reading books too, but I also love using them as like decor in my house. So I have some ceramic book vases. They look like a book, but they're ceramic. And they like give an idea of a book. I'm staring at one right there. Maybe I'll go grab it. Let me grab it. Hold on. They're so much fun. Look how fun these are. So you can find them lots of different places now. I feel like there's being more and more of these made. This one is, I mean, it's so dumb. The back has a quote from Oscar Wilde. The front has some other person's name I've never heard of, Jane Mount. I don't even know if these are actual words. I don't know. Compendium of flowers, whatever that is. But then it says Chronicle Books on the, like, super cute, and it's dirty inside because I actually use fresh flowers in there a lot. Anyway, I love that idea, but I was like, I want to do something with, I have such a collection of old books, hardcover books that I use for like stacking things and all this other stuff. Anyway, I have lots of books, and a lot of those books I'm never gonna read because they're like Reader Digests from the 80s, which I'm sure there's some great story in there, but I have other stories that I want to read. So anyway, long story longer, we're gonna make another book vase of sorts. However, I want to do a little bit more of an altered state of the book. We're gonna play around with the cover. I'm gonna paint, but not in the way that we've painted before. So I've also painted books before. What is this tutorial? Anyway, we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna play with some clay, we're gonna play with books, we're gonna play with knives, and we're going to play with flowers. A lot is happening, and the rain has stopped too. Whoa, that was kind of crazy. Okay, let's jump into it, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you're gonna take a deep breath and you're gonna cut the heck out of a book. This is my test one, so this is very messy. I will make it nicer in the future, and you can make it nicer, but I wanted to just see if this will work. So what I did was I cut pages. I am going to glue randomly throughout so that the book stays closed, and then I have my little opening. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. So this is the book that we're gonna work with for this. I don't think you need a tutorial on that part. Cut it as low and as wide as you want, but you wanna make sure that you still keep some of the pages intact, because you're gonna you want it to still look like a book when it's sitting this way in particular. So I am gonna glue this, because normally I don't glue it, but they're gonna open up and I just don't want them to open up. So we're gonna glue the pages shut. Personal preference. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So that's the only thing I'm gonna be doing off camera to get this ready. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to decorate. This cover I love. This one's fun, but we're gonna do something to this, or any other book, like any hardcover book, you can do this then. You don't have to worry about what the book cover itself looks like, because we're gonna alter it and make it pretty. However you deem what is worthy of prettiness. It's subjective. To do that, we're gonna do this particular technique, and you're gonna need some sort of mold, a silicone mold in particular. I get all kinds of stuff on them. Two of the brands that I find the most for like furniture based or molds that work, yeah, furniture really, is what is the name? Iron Orchid Designs, IOD. I believe. We've used some of theirs before in other tutorials as well, because you can put hot glue in these too and make something, but we're not gonna use hot glue this time. And the other one is a redesign by Prima is the other, this is what this is. You can also use thinner ones. You can use pretty much any silicone mold. I just like the thicker ones just for myself. I do have another tutorial coming soon on using a completely different medium and using very thin of these silicone molds, but that's at a future later date. If that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell. We post videos typically every Wednesday for the last couple of years. Also, while we're chatting about this, if you're interested in learning about the 150 style wood flowers, craft supplies, and greenery that we carry, go on over to ohyourlovely.com. But before you do, I'll have something for you that you can take along when you go over to the site. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced order. Today we're gonna be using clay foam. I've used this before in other projects. I really like it because it's super, super lightweight. And it's kind of fun to play with, to be completely honest. It comes out of those molds really, really easily. However, if you'd like, you can add a little bit of cornstarch, just kind of dust it into the crevices of this for possibly helping it release a little bit easier. But I have a trick about the release of this that has worked really, really well for me. So we'll get into that in 2 seconds as I show you the clay, the mold, and what we're gonna do with it. Now, just to give you an idea of what is about to happen, I've done a bunch of these because we're gonna use them in this project, but here is one. Did you see the detail on those? Is freaking phenomenal. This is very lightweight, so it's not gonna add a lot of weight to our book either, but it's gonna give some phenomenal detail, and it's not too high rise that it's gonna like protrude out of the book. So with this, we're gonna use I'm not putting any cornstarch on, but like I said, you can. And a little bit goes a long way. So it's an interesting feeling when you work with this product. It kind of reminds me of, it's gonna age me, Silly Putty, but it doesn't get as hard as Silly Putty. So I like to just get it kind of moving around. And when I put it in here, I don't use any tools besides my cute little fingers. And as I'm going in there, we're gonna zoom way as much as I can so you can see this a little bit better. I am bringing it right up to the edge, and then I take with my finger, I go back in a little bit so that we're not going over. And then I kind of, yeah. If it goes over, I'm bringing it back in. This clay typically takes 24 hours to 48 hours to set, but here is a little trick. When you're done putting in your clay for wherever you want it to be, pop it in the freezer, even like a half hour, 45 minutes. I've done it a little bit longer. Pop it in the freezer and it helps set it so much faster, and then you can take it out and it'll fully dry then outside of the mold itself. And you have time to work on it. Like it's pretty hard to, I feel like, overwork this particular kind of clay, which also I absolutely love and adore. So there is a way to kind of quickly get that process to go, because I was really nervous about it releasing in the mold. I was like, oh man, it's gonna get stuck in there and that's gonna be a mess. And these molds aren't necessarily the cheapest and I don't wanna mess it up. It worked really, really well. And then if I feel like I've got too much of that and it's gonna be sitting kind of high, you just take some of it out. And when we have like really, really skinny pieces, I like to make a little log, get it in there, but then also bring it back a little bit. And there you go. That's what we do with the clay. So we're gonna fill that up as much as we want, pop it in the freezer flat. You wanna put it in flat, pop it in the freezer for a little bit, check on it. If you can lift it out, take them out. If it's giving you a little bit of resistance or it still feels pretty, because isn't wet, but it definitely has an interesting texture to it. If you still have that kind of texture and it doesn't want to fully pop out of the mold yet, just pop it back in the freezer for a little bit and check on it again a little bit later. But it should work pretty well. Cause like right now, if I was to try to pull that out, it's not gonna come out. Like it needs to actually set. So you can take it out to fix it or redo it. You have that time, but you can't actually take it out and it keeps its shape until it's fully been cured. You can also, this clay, you could cut and things like that. So if you go a little bit too far in and there's some excess that comes out, you can also trim it down pretty easily. Like right here, I'm kind of checking my different spots. And you don't have to worry about it like layering on top of each other. There aren't gonna be like lines or anything like that it's gonna be like, oh, obviously you just put more clay on top of clay. No, it'll blend together really well. So pop it in the oven, don't pop it in the oven. Pop it in the freezer for an hour or so, pull it out, see how it's looking, and just go from there. But if you didn't want to put it in the freezer, 24 to 48 hours, you should be able to then just pop it right out of the mold. So I have some done. Let's start decorating our book. I made the mistake of eating some really chewy gummies before. Not those kind, these kind. I should clarify. They're really good, but they got stuck in my teeth. I don't know why I'm sharing that, just because I share random things. Here's the glue we're gonna be using. Sidetrack. I'm trying this for the first time. Probably not the best thing to do, but we're gonna give it a go. Pro Bond Advance, everything's supposed to stick to everything, so we're gonna give it a go and try it. I usually like to use, I think it's Loctite, yeah. It's like a gray and blue bottle is what is in my head, but it's not wood glue. It's just like an all-purpose type glue, but I'm having a hard time finding it at my local hardware store and I cannot find it in the chaos that is my studio. So we're gonna try this one in particular. No rhyme or reason. I just wanna fill my book with a whole bunch of fun raised flower pieces. So we're gonna bring you down and we're just gonna mix and match and move things around. We'll let the glue set. Let's see, what does it say for time frame? 24 hours. So we're gonna glue everything together, come back, regroup in 24 hours and see what we can do. So let's get to collaging clay pieces. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's do that right now. Okay, so we are going to let the book sit. My initial thoughts is the glue is moving a little more than I would like the glue to be moving with the pieces. If this doesn't work, we'll just go in with good old hot glue and see what happens. I think it'll be fine. I don't think there would be a chemical reaction, but we shall find out if that glue doesn't work. So I will meet you back in 24 hours. We'll see if everything's stuck, and if it did, we'll go to the next step. And if it didn't, that's fine too. I will troubleshoot and we will get this. It will all come together. Just maybe not in the way we expected it to. So, see you in 24 hours. Let's see how it does. Y'all, we are back. And I don't know if you just heard 2 seconds ago. You probably did it. But internally, I'm screaming, it worked, it worked, it worked. It worked, it worked, it worked. Okay, so here it is. We're not done. But how pretty is this going to be? The glue works perfectly. It does leave a little bit of a shine as far as some gloss from where the glue dried, but there wasn't anything on it. Things are staying put. I did set this down and put some weight on it, and I also put a silicone mat on top just in case, like the glue, I thought maybe I could release the glue. That I didn't have to worry about that. But so now what we're gonna do is I have some paint pot samples. This one, yeah, it's 15 fluid ounces. I don't know what that means. Is this a little, it's not a quart, it's a pint. Little pint of paint. It is, of course, a pink color. I was gonna go white, but I didn't have any latex paint in white. And I had this like yellow undertone kind of white, but I was like, no, we're gonna go pink. We're going pink. So we're gonna cover this whole book now with this pink paint. I'm debating though, should we do the back just all pink too? We might. Okay, we'll decide as we go. So let's get the paint on. I'm so excited. Let's see if I can get this open. I shook it up. It has been sitting for a little while. Okay, shield your eyes if this makes you nervous. Especially my parents. Mom, Dad, don't watch. I'm okay though. I will open this. I don't have a key right now. So sillily enough. What else can I use to open this? Spoon will work. There we go. Why do I have a spoon on my table? Why ask such silly questions? I don't know why I have a spoon on my table. Why wouldn't you have a spoon on your table? Look at that pink. I'm just gonna. OMG. All right, my lovelies, the book is drying, but we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just set it upright, and we're going to make our flower arrangement because I think everything's gonna work out just lovely. So let's break down what we're working with today, shall we? Oh, so pretty. But let's break it down some more, okay? Wild Spring Laurel. This is a preserved filler called Pearly Everlasting. And this lovely piece came from my stash. No name. And unfortunately, we don't have it on the site right now. The flowers being used, we have Pepavere. Then we have Diego, Rosie, Mature Dahlia, and a couple daisies. It's almost dry, so hopefully I don't mess up. Knock it over. Touch wet paint. We'll see what happens. I gotta clean off those paintbrushes in a little bit too. Okay. I'm trying not to freak out because I just think it's so damn cute. I have problems with that. I am going to take individual pieces of the greenery this time around and not the whole stack of them, especially because this greenery is pretty short, so I'm not gonna need a lot of it, but I do want a little height, so I'm gonna grab this greenery as well. Let me go grab the name for you. This is the Early Bloom mix with the pink berries, and this has a little bit of a longer stem to it. So we'll put one of those in the middle so we can kind of... I did glue the book pages shut, but not every single individual. So it does open up just slightly while I'm doing this. I'm not mad about it. I'm okay with that. Oh, we've got this guy. This guy's gonna give us a lot of height. But I think we're gonna cut it into individual pieces just because I don't have that much space. Next time, I'm getting a bigger book. We're gonna make a real big guy. But for today, we're gonna work with what we've got. Best believe though, I'm gonna be looking for a real thick, cool, spined, hardcover book to bring this to life. We're gonna stick with one of the pink or the purple berries for right now. I might add more later. You would have thought that I knew how to do this all these years, and yet your girl is still messing up on a regular basis. This preserved filler might be my favorite filler to date that we've ever had. And that's saying a lot because I have a big love for the preserved fillers and the dried fillers that we have in the shop on a regular basis. It's staying though, like it's not gonna fall out, but we've got some pages that are, I really, really like this. I like how it's coming together. Okay, let's see. I don't know that we're gonna need the amount of flowers that I pulled, especially these larger ones. So maybe we don't use Peppa Beer. And maybe we just do one big yellow one and then a light pink one here or there. Maybe I've got 2 rosies, so maybe we'll do 2 rosies instead. Sorry. Oh, so cute, so cute, so cute. It turned out so dang cute. I am holding it a little bit. It did open slightly on there. I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put some more glue, probably like E6000, right at that spot that it's opening. Put that on there and then just clamp the book for a couple of days to hold it all together. And that, oh, it's so cute. I think I'm gonna build my whole spring vignette that I do. I do a seasonal vignette in my dining room in particular. I think it is all going to be based on this book. We're going to use this as the building of the piece. So I'm going to have like a ton of books and flowers and like just this whimsical. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. I just think these would be so cute to see too on like in a shop or at a craft show where you have a whole bunch of like books lined up with flowers. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, I'm obsessed, and I don't care who knows. I hope you guys are obsessed too. I love it so much. All right, guys, sorry. I'm like way over dramatic. I'm like so over the top in love right now. So if you loved this tutorial, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and if you'd like, make sure to subscribe and, you know, ring that bell so you are notified every time a new video goes up, which is typically on Wednesdays, to find out about the 150 style wood flowers we carry along with craft supplies and greenery. Go to ohyourlovely.com, but before you do, let me give you something. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off your first order. All right, you guys, I will see you next week for another tutorial. Also, let me know, do you want to see what this whole vignette turns out to be? Maybe we'll do a short, maybe, or is that what they're called on YouTube? I think they're called shorts. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know. I can't remember anymore. There's too many names. TikToks, Reels, short, there's too many of them. There'll be a video up probably of my vignette if you're interested in seeing that. Let me know, because I don't mind filming it while I put it all together. It might be a hodgepodge at first, but that's how we roll. Anywhoosies, I will see you next week for another tutorial. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely. You, my friends, absolutely lovely. Bye guys.